Here are 3 reasons why your macros don't add up to your total calories. Welcome to this new Coach's Corner video. My name is Astrid and I want to talk about calories and macros not matching in your tracker or in your spreadsheet. And this is a fairly common question that I get asked not just in my social media, but also almost in every check-in with any new clients. The reason your macros and calories are not matching up at the end of the day in your tracker is likely due to 3 reasons, and I'm going to go through all of them. The first one is obviously the rounding allowance in food labels. Manufacturers are allowed to round the calorie number up or down depending on the food item. Calorie labels are given a fairly generous margin for error in terms of their reporting. So unfortunately, nutrition labels aren't always factual. The law allows a pretty lax margin of error up to 20% for stated values versus actual values of nutrient. Meaning like a 100 calorie pack, for example, could be up to 120 calories for as far as 80 calories and still not be violating the law. The same margin of error goes for other nutrients too, which probably doesn't help those with a medical condition like diabetics or people with high blood pressure watching sodium intake, or even other things that the people want to keep an eye on and probably are not too sure whether they should be trusting that information. The FDA has never established a systematic label auditing process to kind of keep an eye on compliance with the law, and actually is expected to be self-enforced by the actual food manufacturers. You will see that this rounding in food items can add up and cause your total calories to seem off when you start looking at your macros and your calories and they don't add up. Another big reason contributing to discrepancies in labels and calories calculated based on your macronutrient totals can be due to other macros usually not being considered reported in labels. These ones could be alcohol, fiber, sugar alcohols. For example, if you consume an alcoholic beverage, let's say wine or whiskey, the calories from ethanol will count towards your total calories, but they won't fit into your macro totals because most of the times we see that macro trackers will only track calories from carbohydrates, protein, and fats, but not necessarily from alcohol. Similarly, nutritional labels tend to count fiber and sugar alcohols towards the carbohydrate total, but they generally yield much less than 4 calories per gram of this particular item, so which is generally about 0.5 to 2.5 calories per gram. The other reason is that macronutrient values of foods could be subject to estimation errors in the general add water factors themselves that are rough approximations as well. This study here is probably going to take you through what add water factors are and give you a little bit more insight into that. But just to be brief, I'm gonna keep it that way. The main takeaway here is prioritize hitting your daily calories and protein targets while playing a little bit more flexible with your carbohydrates and fats. Obviously, you can be as precise as you want to be, and you could aim for specific macro targets rather than calories if you wanted. But if you choose that, you want to be very consistent with tracking things like sugar alcohols, fiber intake, and manually log your alcohol either as a carbohydrate or as fat, so you can probably be more accurate with the total calories that are coming from your macros, especially if you're looking to be very, very precise into these numbers. Whether you prefer focusing on your calorie target or your specific macro target, I encourage you to pick a strategy that helps you achieve your goals with the least amount of stress, the maximum range of flexibility, and the way that you can be more consistent with. Bear in mind that there will always be some degree of inaccuracy, estimation, or rounding errors. So don't stress so much about that. Stop stressing about perfection and pick a method and stay consistent with it. Now, question for you. Do you track your calories or macros? How do you track them? Comment below. If you're interested in coaching, email me to astrid@biolayne.com or apply in the Biolayne website. And if you want more nutrition and fitness related content, evidence-based, on a regular basis, follow me in my Instagram, @diet_dietitian, and I will see you over there.